quiet. The headphones are very quiet. Hey.
Oh, rip.
Oh, what's down? Hello, and welcome to See If It Sticks. We have returned. Everything is back to normal. Fear not, everyone. I am Ross.
I'm Dan.
I'm Dom.
I was just going to say we've gone back to the 1950s.
Back to the future.
That's the past.
Yeah, but once you go back to the past, you have to go back to the future again.
Back to the present.
Yeah, but that's the
But I
future.
thought we were
and the
going
past.
to the 1950s, so we're going back to the past.
Back to the past first.
So why are we going back to the future?
We're not going back to the future.
We'll be going back to the future next week.
We came back to the present. Yes.
So we're in the past right now.
And then
we've gone back to the past now, and we will be going back to the future.
Yes.
Where am I?
Where we don't need roads.
Very shortly. We do not need roads. No.
Right. Okay, cool.
But we will need roads when we go back to Western times, which when Western times were going on in the United States, I think it was just a little bit dingy here.
There was a lot of smog.
Lots of smog.
Yes, we were burning lots of things, including people.
Yes.
No, it wasn't that far.
No.
Oh, no.
Not
far,
that
mate.
far.
No, you're sort of thinking about, let's say, 1800s, 1900s. So
Like the plague.
no, plague had been and gone. That's medieval times.
We had a
So around this time,
plague
during
in
the
London?
Wild West era, it's like the 1800s in America.
Yeah.
And that means it's around the time of sort of Blackadder season 3. There you go.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, that's that put in perspective. I was going to do a thing, but I feel like at the moment it's gone.
Oh, go
Do
for it.
Do you feel like it's gone?
No.
And I only just thought of it as it was going in, and I haven't prepared it. So I've got like the subject matter, and then no way of sorting it out. So I thought it was going to be, I was going to throw myself in there. But I feel awkward now. I'll be honest with you. I feel awkward going into it.
No,
Go into it.
Dom, let's make you feel special.
If I could have all the lights on me, please.
So let's do it again. We're back.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
And this is the podcast like in Dan's Magic Tricks, right? Where we're the card that we pick and the problem, and then it's fucked it. Too much pressure.
Sorry,
Too much
mate.
pressure. I was going to say that, and then the reveal was the solution or something. I don't know. I hadn't planned it, like I said, and even with all that extra time, didn't do any more planning.
I'm sorry, mate.
It's
That's
all
as
right,
far
mate.
as you got.
It's all right.
We've
yeah.
derailed you. A bit
Yeah.
like that train in Back to the Future.
Yes.
And
But
thus,
we have
the segue is complete.
that during Ross's introduction, we went to the future and then further back into the past,
And then did we go back
came
to the
back
future?
at this exact moment.
Do you know what? This would be really, really great if any of our problems today were time travel related, which they are
We
not.
can make them time travel related.
Oh, we will.
We could do.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think so.
we're back in the past.
We are back in the present.
We're back to the future.
Duh.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the time machine was destroyed, so
We're not live web streaming this week. Two main reasons. One, I forgot to charge my camera because I'm stupid, and two, I spilt my food down myself on the drive here.
3, I've just come back from holiday and I'm really fat. I'm having a fat day, and the camera adds.
It is a GoPro, so it does kind of take a few pounds off, really.
Oh, really?
Unless you get close, and your nose gets massive. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
We strapped one on Dan's head, and all you can see is nose.
My already large nose was even larger. That GoPro. It doesn't work actually if you strap it to your penis. Just to let you know.
No, right.
It looks an odd shape. It goes kind of bulbous.
Oh, I suppose if you found a woman that's into that sort of thing, you can fake the
With a bulbous vagina.
odd. No, with Lino, she's into like bulbous penises or something.
If you had like a penis
There's a fetish for everyone.
that
Ross.
bowed in,
Oh,
I can imagine it would make it look normal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's.
By the way,
Did you just make a solution there?
yes, that's what we do here. Just to let you know that
So I've been told.
my joke about putting a GoPro on my penis was a joke. But Ross has obviously experienced that it makes it look bulbous. I'm not cool.
It
With,
also-
Oh yeah, you just revealed
I'm
something.
not cool with live streaming anymore. I don't want that
And
thing
if you
pointing at me.
If you take it slightly off centre, it gets the kink out of it as well.
So
What have we
should
come here to
begin,
do? Yeah.
with just a little catch up on Linny Watch.
Dun, 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 dun,
A little ketchup like on my t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like the secret sauce.
It was that, yeah. You know what my problem was? I had a big tasty, but I didn't have the bacon.
Why?
And I don't think that held my sauce in.
Philistine!
Why didn't you have the bacon?
I'm going to say this because I'm among friends here, and you're not all going to shout at me, but I don't really like bacon.
What?
I knew there was something wrong with him.
Oh, now it all makes sense.
I don't,
The GoPro on the penis.
which isn't true.
Bulbousness.
The obsession with putting things up his bottom.
Also not
He
true.
doesn't like bacon.
I was
I
down.
take a sausage over a bacon any day.
Oh,
It's the same animal.
It's a different shape, Dan.
Oh, you
shape
like
more
the
pleasing
phallic
to his
ones. Yes. I was down in Devon for the week.
It's not penis enough shaped for me. That's what the problem is.
I was down in Devon for
And
the
he needs to
week.
put a GoPro on it to even seem like it's appetizing.
And in the second place we went
Hold on, I want you to
to,
repeat that again, please.
I was down in Devon for the week.
Yes, I got that.
And the second place we went to was this place called Topsham, just outside of
Topshop.
Exeter. And when we arrived, I was absolutely thrilled to find that just down the road from where we were staying was the Topsham Beer and Bacon Festival.
Oh,
I saw
my.
your post. Did see your post, and I thought,
Yeah.
he's hit the jackpot here. I was in a fucking someone's kitchen.
Good
Eating
lord.
Wiener chicken dinner.
Good lord. Well, in actual fact, I didn't eat any bacon, but I did have brisket.
Oh, I do love a bit of brisket.
No one jumps on him about not eating bacon. He was at a bacon festival and didn't eat bacon.
I had bacon the next morning
But it was at a bacon
Acceptable.
for
festival.
breakfast.
Bacon festival.
But I had more beer
Bacon.
to compensate for the lack of bacon that I was having.
Did you have bacon flavoured beer?
Is that a thing?
No,
Well,
there wasn't.
if I was doing a beer and bacon festival, I think I'd make that a thing.
There wasn't any bacon flavoured beer. There was a lot of bees though, because we had brisket and it was a bourbon based. It was a
Bourbon
bees.
it was a popular black and white bourbon sour mash infused brisket with
bees.
Yes, with
An
bees.
extra side of bees.
Yeah, with
Bees?
a bourbon glaze.
Nice.
It was fucking delicious. I must say, it was a lovely little place as well, Topsham. I highly recommend it.
Home of Topshop, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Are you just making things up?
No.
Do you know what? I totally forgot. They had these like beer and bacon festival like trucker hat things,
Oh,
and I was going to buy one, and then I forgot because we had cocktails and beer.
You
And...
got inebriated and you forgot to buy your hat.
No, not too badly, but I had a few, and then the kind of idea just escaped my mind.
it's a shame.
It's
I
a
would
shame.
like to have seen that hat.
For shame.
Yes. While I was down in
Shameful.
Devon, I went to Dartmoor National Park and we walked up Haytor.
Hator.
Haytor.
Let the haters hate.
Yes. That is actually Dartmoor.
Did you make that joke?
That is Dartmoor's motto. So as you enter, it says, "Now entering Dartmoor National Park, let the haters hate."
It's
So
fucking
I
shame.
went
hate,
up Glastonbury tour a couple
Yeah.
of weeks ago. You went up Hator. Which tour are you going to go up, Ross?
There wasn't any tours. I was in France. And it was very flat. I was in the vineyards.
Maybe you need to go find a tour.
I'll tell you who has been up a tour recently. Jamie Linney.
That's right.
Mam tour.
smooth.
He went up, and he
Fucking
did his. He did his Man versus Mountain the other day. He went up Mam tour in preparation for his Man versus Mountain. He actually completed it just in the week that we were away.
Because he's a fucking machine.
He
An
says,
absolute machine.
Man versus Mountain, all done, boys. Fucking hard work. 21.62 miles, 6 hours, 41 minutes, 40 to 60 mile per hour winds, torrential rain. We weren't allowed to go to the summit. The weather was too bad. Thanks
Wow.
for all the support. Great water obstacles. Next up, men's health survival, the fittest next month. 10k obstacle run. One in London as well. If you fancy it.
Oh.
I'm busy that day.
When is it?
Doing fun things.
We'll have to have a little look online.
If there's a 40-mile-an-hour wind, surely it might have blown him up the hill a little bit. It might have helped
might
him
be
a
going
little bit.
across though.
Oh, it might have been, yeah.
That might be.
It might be coming down the hill.
That might be where the 6.2 miles came in. Like it was supposed to be 21 miles or the 20 miles, and he's done a mile .62,
leaning into the
going
wind.
the 90 degrees. Yeah. Bloody hell.
Fucking
That's
good
from
on
Jamie Linney, Bald Marshal of the Mud.
That was for Air Ambulance, was it?
Yes, it
Yes,
was
it
for
was.
his.
Gloucestershire.
No.
Lancashire.
Yes,
And
I think
Rutland.
so. That's the one.
Air ambulance.
Yes.
What
Good
awesome
cause.
powers of recall I have,
Yeah.
and that wasn't cut, and now people think it was cut.
I'm going to cut it and make it a real bad edit just before you say it. So it
Yeah.
makes it sound like there's been ages.
Do it wrong as well.
Yeah, something I'll deliberately do it wrong so it sounds like an edit.
Thanks for that, guys. Oh my god, sorry.
Goodness me, Dom's yawning on air now.
Yeah, what I like about when I yawn, right, I kind of silently yawn away, and whenever Dom yawns, he makes a noise.
Yeah.
Like just now, you were talking away, and he yawned. He went, yeah. Yeah,
You're going to be making
It's like
the
he made the
listeners
point.
yawn.
letting you know he's yawning.
So hot in here, it's just
It
making me
is.
sleepy.
Yeah.
I am ready for bed,
Yeah.
if I'm honest.
Fortunately, I'm so excited at the prospect of solving this week's problems.
It's
that
nice to be facing you all as well for a change.
I know. where
Seeing
we
your
don't
beautiful
have any-
faces.
Yeah. Normally, all I see is Ross's ear and Dan's shoulder.
I normally can't see Dan because this arm is in the way.
Boom of the
It's right in his
microphone's
face.
in the way.
Boom. Mike boom. Right. Problems. We have them.
Problems.
We do
I'm
have
going
them.
to read one.
Do it.
Read one, Dom.
So this one's from Jonny Wall of
Okie dokie.
Canterbury.
Oh.
Can you sort out why the fuck old people think it's okay to leave their miserable hovels on the weekend when the rest of us are trying to do stuff? I tried to sort of word this
He's a
in my
hateful
head.
man, isn't he?
I was trying to reword this in my head, but just the vitriol pouring off the page took hold of my tongue.
Wow, yeah, he doesn't like old people, does he?
The opinions of Jonny Wall do not reflect the opinions
They
of CF.
they fought for you in the war, Johnny.
These ones
much-
probably didn't.
No.
Pretty much all the old people now haven't.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
can't use that excuse anymore.
Well, they spent all our money then. Bastards.
They're the ones.
That's basically it. I came up with an idea the other day. I thought about things. Why there's suddenly this sort of big intergenerational friction at the moment is that our parents and grandparents are sort of the first generation of grandparents and parents that haven't done something really awesome that they can just bring out every time.
Yeah.
They haven't. Like, they've not fought in they've not like sort of like my grandparents, like they lived through the war and obviously everyone did their bit at the time and stuff. But it's not like, you know, they were on the beaches.
No,
It's
No,
up in the air and stuff.
It's one of those things.
And
like,
so we'll finally be like calling our parents on their bullshit because they haven't done something really
yeah,
awesome.
You're totally right. It's one of those things that are like, respect your elders, blah, 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 blah. And then you kind of think, well, command my respect then.
It'd be like my dad turning around and going, mind your fucking mouth. When we were younger, I bought a house for 12 grand.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
No, you're
Cheaper than you
you're
just
right.
bought a car.
There is like an odd generational divide at the moment, and I think you're probably right. Is they are the first generation that hasn't
That doesn't have that thing to trot out.
And they didn't
Yeah.
have it. They're probably the first generation that didn't have it harder than us, maybe. Am I making out
that's
like I've got a
something
harder
people
time?
I don't think we have it particularly hard, Ross.
No, I don't. No, I'm not
We're
saying.
here
I'm not saying
recording
that.
a
But they
pod,
can't turn around and say that times were hard when, like, my dad can't say times were hard when he was a kid because
Well, if you
he had
lived through
comfortable
the 70s,
living
times
and-
were hard, but then the 80s and 90s were pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've all seem to have ended up with, mortgages being pretty much paid off and nice pensions and
Yeah.
things like that, which
Might-
is something which we are so far from. It's unreal.
that's crazy, isn't it? But then the next generation will probably think the same of us. I mean, you built a house for fucking 300 grand.
No, the next.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, they're saying it's coming to the point now of a sort of a nadir, like
Well, it can't get any
a
higher.
summit where
Yeah.
something either drastically changes or everything crashes.
Well, we're Brexit now, so we're putting a little bit like in Avengers, like around the port of Dover and Cornwall, and then there's a place just up near Hull And I believe just around by Liverpool, there's going to be giant fans coming out from the water, and we're going to take off.
Yes.
Just England, because probably.
Are we going north, towards colder territory?
The more sane countries like Wales and Scotland don't want anything to do with it.
Just around Florida.
That would be nice.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
I'll take the weather.
Do you know what?
Helicarrier
If
style.
that was a Brexit promise, I might have voted differently.
Yeah. We're going to strap massive helicarrier type turbines to the side of the UK.
Yeah.
And we're going to ship ourselves over the Atlantic.
Yeah, because
Become the 51st state,
Yeah.
you still won't be able to afford a mortgage, and all of the interest rates and whatnot are all going to plummet, and the pound is going to be the worst state that it's been for a long time, and there's going to be financial turmoil. No one's going to know whether it's up, down, left, or right. But we do promise you a good summer.
And your oranges.
And you can get to go to Disneyland.
and your oranges will be ripe.
Yes. You don't need orangeries anymore. Well, that's good. So yes, what are we talking about?
Jonny.
Jonny,
Yeah.
old people.
Sorry, I was
Johnny's
jumping
old
off the
people
Brexit thing.
Speaking of old people, Florida.
Because everyone was, speaking of old people, Brexit. Because everyone was really angry because the old vote went on Brexit, didn't they?
They did. Not all of them, mind. I've
No,
met a
not
few that haven't.
all of them.
But most, I think.
But he is hating on the elderly, obviously.
He is. I think maybe he's talking about perhaps what we talked about in a previous episode.
We have mentioned this. What was it?
Well,
what episode was it?
I can't remember what
was
episode number
Max
it was.
Kingman sent in. Oh my god!
Check that out.
See, I do have good powers of recall. Sent in a problem about old folks in supermarkets, particularly during busy periods.
Yes,
We did, because we gave them a discounted rate, didn't we?
During the
day.
week.
It was during the day for a couple of hours, wasn't
it?
it?
Was early in the morning, wasn't
Early
it?
in the
Because
morning,
they were up at like 4 a.m.
That's it.
So they
Yeah.
can go in and do the shopping on a
An
Sunday.
early bird special.
Yeah.
We could enforce this still for this problem. It
Yes.
does solve this problem if they're going early during the week and getting the discount.
When they need to do stuff, so they can go to all their English heritage sites.
They
and
are
stuff.
infuriating. So people with pushchairs, though. I mean, it's not
true.
just the elderly that get in my fucking way on a weekend. It's...
Oh my god! I think personally, I was at the shops the other day, and most shops are pretty like clothes shops, for instance. Like people walking around with prams. By all means, add to the massive burden that Mother Earth has to have on top of her by creating more of us. But leave your pram outside the fucking shop.
But they can't now, can you? Someone will nick it.
This is what councils should do. They should put like they've got bike racks, pram racks, or pram lockers, or something like that. Because I tell you what, the amount of prams I fucking got shoved into me on Sunday at a Primark was.
Dom, you're at a Primark.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're wearing a Primark shirt.
Mate, I've got nothing against Primark. I just know that if I go in there, I'm going to have my ankles chunked
Absolutely.
out by fucking prams.
It wasn't just
and
Primark.
women-
it was
women
also
wearing-
TK Maxx.
And women wearing velour.
Dom, you're in TK Maxx.
Yeah. Which is potentially maybe a step down from...
No, TK Maxx is a step up.
Really? From Primark? TK Maxx is like an
that's a
outlet for
tough
all the
one.
stuff that none of the
Yeah,
other
but
shops
like
want.
the
End of
average
line
price of something
material.
in Primark is £2.50. Average price of something in TK Maxx is like 20 quid.
Mate, you're not looking hard enough.
Yeah. You're getting those bargains.
Yeah, but you still buy like DC shoes in there for like 30 quid.
Yes.
Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
Yes.
It's not like you're buying Cedar Ridge or whatever it is that the menswear brand is at Primark. Cedar Wood or something like that.
Cedarwood, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
Let's have a look at Ross's.
Don't pretend like you don't know.
What are you wearing, Eden?
I'm wearing ASOS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You buy a plain white t-shirt and pay for ASOS?
Mate, two t-shirts, black on a white one, 10 quid, mate.
One t-shirt, £2.
Gem pays,
Delivered to my door, pram free.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that.
Gem pays for the next day delivery thing for ASOS. So I ordered this light bomber thing.
Nice.
£11
Nice.
next
I was
day.
under the impression that ASOS was expensive.
Nah,
It's
man.
not.
No?
It's very cheap. They've got like an outlet section.
Oh,
Yeah, I would say recommend it.
I
I've
will have a
actually
look.
bought a couple of things.
if
off
it means not going into shops anymore, that's great.
Yeah.
for the basics, it's very good.
When are they sending us our check, by the way?
Yeah.
Do you know
It's a
what?
good
We
point.
do this. We talk about like brands and stuff, and then these people should listen to us because, let's be honest, we do better adverts than most people.
I mean, all 3 people listening might even consider visiting your website now.
Yeah. And isn't that 3 people you didn't have before?
Exactly.
Give us a 50p commish off the £2 you people have spent on like, pair of socks or something.
Mate, I'll talk about some of these brands every single week for like just a 10% off.
I think
Something
Apple
like that.
owes us about £2 million fucking pounds in
Yeah.
ad revenue.
They do.
Plus
They also
everyone
owe-
else.
They also owe us a lawsuit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And the Chris Moyle show.
Yeah.
As soon as we're
If you're
right,
fucking listening,
as soon as
we're on
they're,
to you.
we're writing all their material.
Yeah.
They're disappearing from our show and listening to a slightly better produced version of it.
I don't think it is.
It's got Chris Moyles on it though, so
Celebrities.
might sound better, but is 100% more
We can get
cunt.
celebrities. Sure, Barry from EastEnders is not doing much. He lives around here.
That's a good point. We should get Baz from
we
EastEnders
fucking
on it.
should.
Paul O'Grady lives near Faversham.
And you know who else? Paul motherfucking Hollywood.
Who's Paul Hollywood? Oh, the guy
Ross.
from Bake Off.
Oh my
Sorry,
god, Ross.
I have been watching. I
Come on.
promise.
Oh, have you watched the most recent
I haven't, but it's fine.
Careful of
Bread Week.
spoilers.
Bread Week? You seen Bread
Yeah,
Week?
we saw Bread Week.
The last one I saw
How
was
much
the
do
gingerbread
you
one.
now want Dampf Noodle?
Right now,
Yeah.
this very second,
Yeah.
I would say out of 10, the amount I want Dampf Noodle is 9.8.
What's damp noodle?
Dampf Noodle.
Do you not watch Bread Week?
No, I was away, wasn't I, in France?
Can't
I get iPlayer?
What?
Can't get iPlayer in France.
Oh no, you
Mate,
can't get
fucking
iPlayer.
VPN it.
I
I'll give
don't-
you my
I couldn't be
login.
Get like
I couldn't-
Ola on Chrome.
I should do, really. But-
You really should.
I'm
You
a
don't
bit
want to miss
lazy.
out on one of these because now you missed out on Dampf Noodle.
Well, I've got it recorded on the
Dampf
box.
Noodle.
Well, we will watch it this week at some point. But
Me
I'm
and
not
Jim are
worried
going to
about
attempt
spoilers.
to make it.
Invite me around.
Yeah,
What
okay.
is it?
It's like basically
A sweet dumpling.
a sweet,
Oh.
and it's steamed.
Oh,
And it's in like a vanilla-y sauce.
is it a dessert or a?
It is, yeah. It's like
It's
a
a
dessert
dessert.
bread.
Would you like put
You
syrup
get
on
like
it?
You
This
get
is
like
the
a
thing,
sauce.
they made like a plum sauce
Oh,
and creme anglaise.
Custard.
this is the idea for our new podcast. We should sit around and talk about
Bake-Off.
Bake Off,
We should do a Bake-Off companion, unofficial
Yeah.
Bake-Off companion show.
where we do like live commentary. Or
And I
whatever
talk
over it.
about Paul Hollywood's blue eyes.
What would we call it?
Oh, there's something in there. We'll see if it sticks and Bake-Off. I can't remember.
The Great Sticky Bake Off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Great Stickish Bake Off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were 99% of the way there, Ross.
Mate, thanks for finishing.
See if it sticks on the pan. Sorry.
What's like the catchphrases they use a lot in that program?
Soggy bottom. There's a lot of talk of soggy bottom.
Lots of soggy bottom talk.
Sticky bottom.
There was a very raunchy one, not the one just gone, the one before.
I saw that one.
Mary Berry was get all of the double entendres.
Yes. Me and Jem play a bit of innuendo bingo.
Yes.
Because obviously I get very, very hungry.
And very,
when
very turned on.
Yes, when watching, because obviously Mary Berry and Paul Hollywood in one go.
Yeah, of
The
course.
things they must do in that tent. I bet there's fan fiction about that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Would you like to direct people to your blog?
My fanfiction.net profile. That's a real place. Never go there.
What is it?
Dom's blog.
Fanfiction.net.
Oh, really?
It's not my blog. No, fanfiction.net. It is. Not only is it just like a hive of awful erotica, but also it just how badly it's written is also a particular.
Yeah, they don't
joy.
take care with their puns. But, yeah, I mean,
Not like
Dom's,
Bake Off.
Dom's most recent article was the Great British Wank Off.
It's all about Paul and a baguette.
I've never been on this website. I've never fucking heard of it, but I have now.
Good. Wonder if that's like a real. There must be a porno out there that's
Like the Great British Wank Off,
or something.
probably.
Yeah. See, I always thought
Mary Berry's gnarled fingers.
Yes, her gnarly fingers going in places they shouldn't.
Arthritic.
Let's not sully Mary Berry. The most perfect.
Is she the opposite scale of Angela Rippon?
Yeah, I love her. Because Mary Berry is everything an old lady should be, in my eyes.
Give examples.
Well, she's stylish. She's comforting. Yet she's firm.
I don't feel like an old lady should be stylish.
In her judgment, but she's comforting to people, but she's also very firm when she wants to get a point across.
My girlfriend always says that Mary Berry reminds her of my nan.
I think Mary Mary reminds everyone of everyone's nan.
She doesn't remind me of mine.
No?
No.
Don't get on with your nan.
I'm fine with my nan. She's just nothing like Mary Berry.
Reminds me of my nan a bit. Mary Berry. Must admit. But yes.
Speaking of old people, we've got a problem.
Oh, we've come back round again. Back to the future.
That's right, Ross.
Are you ready to do your intro now?
I'll probably fuck it up worse now than I did earlier. I'm so
I'll be honest
tired.
with you, I can't think of a much better solution than the one we originally came up with.
But what? So you think what? So every shop is going to have senior
and
shopping
like
hours.
attraction and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
So, like, obviously, they're not just going out to shop, are they?
No.
And also maybe you could do almost. It's not the word I'm looking for. It's not martial law, but what's it called when the people take the power back themselves? What's that word?
Revolution.
Well, that kind of thing. Not quite as serious, but where
overthrow the government.
Yeah, the younger generations can take it upon themselves to encourage the elderly not to come out. What do the elderly really not like? And we could recreate those situations.
Loud music.
Young whippersnappers.
Damp. They don't like damp.
It plays up awful with their joints.
Does.
And mine.
A light breeze makes their neck stiff.
That's true.
But we could recreate all these conditions on a weekend in town just to keep the elderly out.
Well, this is the thing.
But
because
then town would be like a wet, breezy mess.
Noisy mess, yeah.
This is the thing.
But no old people.
Because going back to your point about the sort of the generational divide going on at the moment, like you also have to realise that we from a generation that we're in, we've had the internet for probably around half of our lives.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Possibly a little bit more.
Yeah,
I mean, good internet for like quite a sizable portion of that.
Right, yeah.
Is that like you have information at your fingertips, whereas I think there is not to say that this is the case with everyone. I think there's a deficit of like knowledge with sort of like the kind of couple of generations above us, because everything's, I feel like, has been taken at kind of like at face value. Like you read whatever's in a newspaper. Like I like the amount of people that I know that actually read a newspaper and take anything in it seriously.
Crazy what they
are
believe.
So few, because everyone realizes that they're full of shit. It's like I was talking about diets.
I can't remember the last time I read a newspaper.
No. Because the information, if you want actual information, you just go on the internet and you find the source of the information. You don't read a newspaper article on it. It's like, I was talking about like healthy diets over the weekend. What sort of like my parents, grandparents probably think of as a healthy diet is that triangle of food, which is wrong.
Oh yeah, it's totally wrong.
Completely wrong. They're from
food pyramid.
They're coming from a couple of generations that are getting told that cereals are good for you.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Cereals are cheap, so everyone should eat cereal. 40 years ago, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Cheap cereals.
And
That'll do you for
farmers
breakfast
as well. Yeah, which is the whole push behind it was because it was good for farming.
Yeah. But like I think there's it's like my mum with cannabis, like just straight up. She's having none of it. Shouldn't be legalised. It's bad for people. Why is it bad for people? Because Jeremy Kyle says that it's bad for people.
And then, like all of our parents, I imagine, have a few drinks in the evening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my mum and dad have a glass of wine. Yeah. My mum smoked cigarettes.
My parents live in vineyards
for many years. But like my mum refuses to sort of like acknowledge that cannabis might be less dangerous. Oh, but alcohol's legal. Well, in that case, then, if you're looking at it like that, it shouldn't be.
But I'll tell you who else shares that opinion. My girlfriend has that opinion. If it's legal, it's okay. If it's illegal, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, but there you go. That I think that comes down from.
But that comes from her parents, obviously.
From like past generations. Yeah, like I think it's like it's a taking things at sort of like a face value. Oh, I read in the newspaper that this is going to kill you, so this is going to kill you. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's all sort of a little bit Daily Mail.
And there are the elderly in my family and my family-in-law that still read the newspaper and they still absolutely believe it. But then my mum is of the iPad generation and she gets notifications. So she gets notifications from her news apps. Yeah. Right? And she'll be sitting there watching telly and it'll go, it'll like a news noise. Like, dun, 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 dun,
that's
or
BBC,
whatever.
that's the BBC.
One of them. One of them. And then she goes,
yeah.
I can hear, I'm like, stop fucking reading it.
There you go.
They just feed her with it and she's like, oh, if it's come up on here, it's got to be true.
So I think that this kind of idea could be taken advantage of.
Right.
Like air past 9 a.m. in the morning gives you cancer.
More people get raped at the weekends.
That's probably
But that's
true.
the kind of stuff they fucking believe. Right? It's probably true, yeah. So then you can get away with it.
Somehow.
Someone's going to have a hobby.
Because it's true.
I feel dirty for jumping on that.
Close to the bone.
That was
the closest we've been to the bone for a while. Edgy.
Stop laughing at it if you think it was too close.
I'm laughing at the situation, not the joke.
It's awkward.
Awkward balloon.
Yeah, so I think like maybe like a propaganda smear campaign.
I mean, Dan, we can't just buy out the newspapers and make them print what we want.
Can't you? I'm sure I heard someone did that recently. Like in the last 50 years.
You have to be a government.
Information using abilities and lack of social skills to create a, which is apparently a thing for people.
Oh my God, it's an app. Does your grandma and granddad have like an iPad or a laptop or something that they kind of frequently...
They both have iPads.
Like oddly...
Yeah, mine all do.
Like of an odd frequency use for like an older person with a new piece of technology.
Oh no, my grandma uses hers literally every second
all
of
the
every
time.
Day. Yeah.
I go down my grandma's house and every time I go down there's 50 tabs open, mate.
Oh God, the tabs.
But
just playing Words with Friends.
But that does mean that she's using it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think they are...
Keep on meaning to download it so I can play
Words with Friends. They're adopting this... They slowly, older generations are adopting the 21st century. Yeah. So we have an app for like Saga for the over 50s.
Excuse me?
Or
I've just got a BBC News announcement.
or over 50s or over 60s or whatever. Right? And they can go on there and they can book their doctor's appointments through it. And they can have their newspaper subscriptions through it, and they can do all these things through it. We can utilize those apps to force them to accept the information that... I mean, it's like the thing is, what would keep old people in the house at the weekends?
It's not like they're going on Snopes or Reddit, is it?
No. What would keep old people...
Murder, She Wrote.
What's that, sorry?
Repeats of Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. We can threaten them with spoilers. Murder, She Wrote, spoilers.
All over town on billboards.
Yeah.
Do you know there's like something ridiculous, like 500, 600 episodes of Murder,
Can you
She
spoil
Wrote?
Murder, She Wrote? Oh, sorry.
It's already been and gone.
And not only that, doesn't she solve every crime?
Yeah, that's true.
In interesting and amusing, very placid ways. It's all very mild peril, Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. But there's going to be a solution to everything. I mean, they like to go down the park and feed ducks, for example. But I know you're not supposed to feed birds bread. It's bad for them.
Yeah, but they think it's good because that's what they've always been told.
Exactly. So if you let them know that they're killing the ducks and they read it from a source they trust, they're not going to go out and feed the ducks anymore.
Maybe we need to make this new news media outlet and slowly lure them in over the next 10 years with like reassuring and convincing articles and stories about potted plants and things. Yeah. And then, bam,
blame it
don't go shopping at the weekends.
Yeah, exactly. Lure them in.
Yeah.
With stories of immigration.
Yep.
They do like immigration.
Bit of immigration.
That's a buzzword.
Yeah, immigration.
They didn't fight in a war, so they could all fucking come over here, did they?
Anarchy. Anarchists, young lefties.
Yeah.
In the city. And talking about gentrification.
Kids and their cannabises.
Yeah.
Kids and the old Mary Jane.
What's a Mary Jane?
Marijuana.
I don't even know what a Mary Jane is.
Mary Jane.
Ross, where's your street
I'm so
smarts?
naive.
Oh, come on, Ross. We all know about the gear.
When I know about gear, yeah. But when I was
Ross has probably never even had a crispy Kringle.
what the fuck is a crispy Kringle?
You never dropped a crispy Kringle?
I've never dropped a crispy Kringle.
Woo!
I'd be the guy who like go up to a drug
Never had
dealer.
a Fox's Glacier. Whee!
No, I don't know any of these things. I obviously grew up in a different area to you, so we had different things, obviously.
Yeah. It was a great youth growing up in imagination land.
Yeah, I'm only in early 30s. Let's call it early. It's not middle yet. And I would probably go up to a very hip drug dealer and go, "Have you got any marijuana?" And he probably wouldn't know what I was talking about.
When we're going up and going, "Have you got any of that crispy Kringle?" I never thought we'd get you with the exploding wooden spoon trick again, Ross, but I think we have.
Well, I don't know if it's true, do I?
Yeah, mind you, in your mid-30s, you're...
Early 30s.
in your early 30s, you must...
early to mid-30s.
I'm quite surprised because there was the Kringle epidemic around about when he was about 17 to 17.
Well, I wasn't reading the Daily Mail then. So
when were you 17?
2001.
Yeah.
They were all kringled out, weren't they?
They were Kringle.
Were they kringling it
everywhere.
up in Essex? Were they? Where I was.
It's
when I
where
was
it came
17.
from.
That's
mate.
not
Really?
what they called
Brentwood. Brentwood.
They kringled out of Brentwood.
No, not kringled out. They kringled up.
No.
Yeah, it's
it. They
obviously
kringled up, out,
around,
down.
diagonally. I crispied just the other day.
Crispied. What a fucking...
Well, it's now referred to as crispied more than Kringle.
Yeah, they changed the
vibe.
chemical composition of it.
Yeah, so there's more crispy than there is Kringle.
Oh, really?
Mm.
I would imagine a Kringle is quite crispy.
Well, see, the Kringle's
Do you know what?
Kringle's the smooth bit. The crispy is obviously the crunchy high.
Now that
So
now that you we're talking about it, I really wouldn't mind a quick toodle on a crispy Kringle.
I think I might be able to sort that out for you. I'll get my Kringle pipe and then we can crisp it up.
And you wash it off first.
Oh no! A dirty crispy pipe is always a Kringle pipe. Sorry, is
Don't put it in a dishwasher.
no.
Fuck's sake.
Don't put. A
No,
Kringle
they're
pipe
wooden.
in.
Those things. You got to be careful.
Yeah, no. Mine's made of cedar wood, mate. Gives you a nice,
Oh, like a
Sounds
smoky.
resonant.
a nice
Nice.
smoky. Although the drug is pure light, but
Have you ever had Kringle liquid?
yes, I have.
Into the eyeballs.
No, fucking hell, Ross. Put it in your.
Put it in your hair. Whoa!
Yeah, it's like a shampoo.
Leave it in for 4 hours,
Next 4 hours, ride of your life.
and you get really dazzlingly shiny hair.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good conditioner
I can imagine it is.
because
Like
it is
Kringling.
conditioner.
Can't beat a crispy Can't beat a crispy Kringle condition. I can't get it out.
Can't beat a crispy Kringle condition. No.
Yeah, so we'll spread propaganda to the
I like
old
it.
people.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I like that.
I'm up for that. Are we doing this in printed format as well?
Yeah, it'll be a bi-weekly leaflet blast out of a CO2 cannon on every street.
The thing
that
is-
has an average age of 60.
Is that, do you tend to do tech support for people over sort of 40 in your
Fucking
family?
do I? Yeah.
Yes.
Every time I go to my nan's house, have a look at my iPad before you go.
Exactly right. You could tap into that because if every sort of like younger person just, switch the TV over onto our networks
Yeah.
and
Me lure him in with a bit of Murder, She Wrote.
yeah, we could still put that kind of stuff on.
Subliminally put stuff into Murder, She Wrote. So 1 minute, Jessica Fletcher's solving the mystery. Next minute, Jessica Fletcher's
Not shopping at weekends.
not shopping at weekends.
Oh, you know what else we could do? We could
Sure, Angela Lansbury would be up for that.
we could put in sensors into television boxes, which sense when they're that point where they're just resting their eyes
Oh, okay. And then we
Oh, yeah.
blast them with
before they're in REM sleep. before they're in REM stage of their sleep,
Losing all their religion, yeah.
Yes.
It was a dad joke, that was.
It was a good one. It was a good one. We were under the dad joke quota, so I had to get that one out.
We could put in hypnotic suggestions.
Send your grandson a check.
Not like terrible things. We don't want them to have a bad day.
You're a beautiful, attractive, confident woman.
Who doesn't go out.
I can't believe you just missed my REM joke.
Huh?
I said not really bad ones. We wouldn't want them to have a bad day.
Yes. Okay.
God, fuck's sake! But like enough to make them like maybe not want to go out.
Yeah.
Feeding ducks bread is bad. Feeding ducks bread.
So what you're saying
bad.
is you want to keep them happy, shiny people.
Oh.
And we're running out of REM.
But just more informed, yeah.
Yeah, okay, more informed. That's fine.
I don't know any more REM songs.
No, neither do I.
I was trying to work losing my religion in, but that's the line from that other song, isn't it?
So I think that's probably a good start.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah. I'd say that's good.
Because they'll still be able to go out and do things. Like we said, they can have their little time in the shops and that sort of thing. The other thing is that we need to get them more hooked on technology because like they might have to go out for their morning paper if they realise that you can get it on an iPad.
That's true. Good. Solved?
Yeah.
I think solved.
I think it's about time we found the name.
Ooh.
It's got to be something to do with Crispy Kringles, right?
Yeah.
Crispy Kringle conditioner. Mary Jane's Crispy Kringle conditioner.
Crinkle Crispy, Crispy Kringle. Are we in the past? No, we're back to the future. That's long.
It is a long one.
We have had a Back to the Future pun before.
We have.
Back to the Poacher.
In the true, as is tradition.
Yes. Putting arms in the pudding.
As is tradition.
As is tradition.
Now he's pulling her arms up. As is tradition. Pop's propaganda.
Pop's propaganda.
Can we do something Murder, She Wrote?
If you can think of anything. I haven't watched it since I was a small child.
No, I'm saying just the title, Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, right. While I was on holiday, my mum was going mental about vaping.
Oh, why's that?
How dangerous it is.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah,
That's
it must have come out in the newspaper. She was going on about, it hasn't been around long enough for anyone to know what the dangers, and people shouldn't be just smoking it around their children.
So back in the 40s then.
Well, I do agree that people probably shouldn't be smoking it around children.
I don't
Which
think
I
they
don't.
should, but yeah, she's talking about how we don't know, and I guess we don't know, but I tell you what, you look at the fucking ingredients, there isn't all the stuff that's in cigarettes, is there?
Absolutely.
You can't say that it's worse than cigarettes.
There's one definite thing about it, and it's not worse for you than smoking.
Yeah.
I think.
No. I haven't ever and would never claim that it is a perfectly safe alternative to smoking.
No.
I'm saying it is a safer alternative to smoking. It negates a lot of the risk of those awful chemicals.
You're still inhaling an oil, aren't you, at the end of the day?
Yeah, sort of.
Is it an oil?
No.
No, it's
No,
not
is it
at
a
all.
water vapour?
Apart
It's a glycerin.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like a sugary,
Sugar, yeah.
watery sort of thing. Yeah.
Is it? Sorry. It's a sugar syrup suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
It's a suspension that has nicotine in it.
There's
Little
stuff that is
more.
made of in lots of things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. We all know
Some of the flavours aren't up to much. Some of the flavours, the cheaper stuff,
Yeah.
It's just flavouring, is it?
is not great. Because it's not, what's the word? Not under the same regulations as food.
No.
So some of the stuff you can't put in food, you can put in these liquids.
Right.
But it's about I think it's about choosing with discretion
Yeah.
what
Yeah, I
you
agree.
buy for
Make
it.
an
If you're
educated
going
choice.
into the pound shop and buying pound shop e-liquid, you're probably going to end up having a bad
Yeah,
time
exactly.
with
It's
it.
like that advert. I can't remember what it was for though, where the guy turns up to the parachute shop.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like, no, this one's fine. It's the cheapest one.
Yeah.
probably not as good a safe an idea.
It's the same. It's same. I don't know what company it is, but they do one with a shark tank as well. Like his dad's on holiday with his son, and they're looking at this
What is that
cheapo
an
shark
advert
tank,
for?
and there's a bloke next to him, and it's like this shiny, like really nice
Right,
one.
right.
And he turns to his son and says, "I'll be all right."
yeah. Similar to that.
I'll say what I say to people at work when they're looking for the cheaper alternative: pay peanuts, get monkeys.
It is true. Very true.
That's how I sold an iPad Pro the other day.
Wow.
Got them up from a
You thought
Galaxy
they
Tab.
thought they were going to get a monkey. I thought you were throwing in a free monkey.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go out the back, grab a capuchin, and be like, "Hey, here's your monkey butler, along with your iPad." I'd buy an iPad Pro if it came with a monkey butler.
Yeah. He'd be an exciting fourth guest on the podcast, wouldn't he? His little mini microphone in the middle of the
We
table.
should get an animal on the podcast at one point.
We should.
Because there's one live thing fuck up we've never done, and that's animals or children for that
We've
matter.
had kids on.
Well, my dog was on it occasionally, wasn't she?
She was occasionally. Actually, we have done animals, so now we have to have
When we
children
were in my
at some
house.
point.
I don't want children. Oh,
I
God.
don't like children.
No.
We don't know anybody with children, really.
Well, my sister's got children.
We'd have to not swear.
Matilda's family have all duplicated.
I am really struggling to think of a name for this podcast.
I know.
There's a few like obvious ones that aren't great. What about something to do with the Bake Off? We did talk about the Bake Off for a long time.
Great British Wank Off. Paul Hollywood's Naughty Baguette.
That's what the Great Stickish Bake Off.
You could call it the Great Stickish Bake Off.
Sorry. I'm doing a dom and I'm fiddling with the microphone stand. Making noises.
Actually, should we put Great Stickish Bake Off in the... That's what we'll call it if we can't come up with anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the redundancy pile.
The contingency pile.
Is redundancy not the right word?
It can be a redundancy.
Like a redundancy plan.
Or it can be a contingency
A contingency plan. Yeah, I think it might be the wrong
sort
word.
of means around the same thing. Oh, English language.
I was just checking. I was just checking because some people use the wrong words for
you
things.
have redundancies in place. There.
Yeah, you have redundancies
to fall
in place.
back on.
Yeah.
You also have a contingency plan.
Would your
when things go
contingency-
wrong.
Would your contingency plan be a list of redundancies?
Well,
Yeah,
contingency
it
plans
probably
can
could be, yeah.
include redundancies.
Yeah.
So, yes. Maybe we should
Plan
just call
Bs.
it the redundancy plan. Trying to think of something with the words geriatric in it. OAP something, that'd be good.
We've done that.
Did we have OA piss off?
Oh, yeah, we did. Because I was
We weren't
thinking
allowed
we
to have
could...
it, were we? Piss off? I don't think I'd have put piss off in the title.
I'm pretty sure it was. Or we could have old age propaganda. OAP, old age propaganda.
That's not a bad one actually.
Yeah.
Go for chauffeur. That's the best one for a while.
What was that? Go for chauffeur.
Go for chauffeur.
Oh yeah.
No, I think that's
yeah.
one where we did the
The little animal taxi
believe I haven't met
drivers.
anybody more famous than Tony Robinson. Just looking back on past
Past titles, yeah.
Old farts and shopping carts, it was called.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we
right.
weren't going to do I piss off. I don't think I'd have agreed to.
We got a message saying that we should have called it OA piss off. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack LaLanne's power tooth.
It's good titles in there.
Death by potato. That's where the whole Deadly Nightshades came from, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man. Yeah, you were saying that we need to get paid by iTunes for all the fucking publicity. We've got one in here called DieTunes.
Got the name in it. So I've got old age propaganda, OAP.
Yeah. I think it's between old age propaganda or the Great Stickish Bake Off.
I would, in my defence, argue in my case, it was more about old people than it was.
It
about
was
Bake
more
Off.
about old people.
In my defence for Old Stickish Bake Off, this is like that game we played. I would say that I will get more clicks.
That's true. It's more clickbaity.
Yeah.
But then people are going to come there and go, clickbait, repost, because it's like not actually about Great British Bake Off. We did talk about it for about 10-15 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah.
Post news.
Another classic. All sticky and chrome. Party pooters.
Bird Butts from the Butt Butler. Number 25, that was.
Oh, another classic.
I do love soggy pies. Granny Justice porn.
Is it a bird? Is it a French goose copter? No, it's a bat skull sword.
that was one of my favourites.
It's raining cats and clickbait.
The 1-star, 5-star podcast.
Auntie Bram's nutritional pussy paste.
Dunking my knob knobs. Why is Dom naked?
Send your toe to Mexico.
Oh God, yeah. An old timey cat phone with taser claws that moves. That's a t-shirt right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's waiting to be made. Look at that. So early on. Netflix and Grill, number 15.
Wow.
Release the Hive.
Number 13, maybe the finest. It's all getting out of hand, feet. Defcon 2.5.
Why is Dom naked?
Why can I not go past 11 now?
No idea.
Because you said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You couldn't get down to like 3, could you? A couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
Well, that's not on.
So what are we going to call it then? Boys? Gentlemen? Tiddlywinks?
I think we should flip a coin between...
Wanker bums?
Actually, do you know what? I think... let's flip a coin.
You've been the deciding vote, Dan. Sorry. I can't even talk anymore. I'm so hot and tired.
Who wants heads?
I'll have
Ross,
some head.
cool. Ladies first. You call Ross.
I always call tails, actually.
You want tails. You're going to be heads.
So tails for...
Tails for the Great Stickish Bake Off.
Yeah.
And heads for OAP, Old Age Propaganda.
Oh my God, the suspense is killing me.
Oh, it's the Great Stickish Bake Off.
Oh! Right.
Mind you, I can't actually tell on these new coins that is tails, right?
Oh, yeah.
The heads are obvious, the tails are not so much.
Yes.
A pigeon just fell off the roof.
Yep.
That's it
Or
then.
ninjas are coming to get us.
That is it.
We need your problems. Send them to us because they are what we build the show around. So if you have any little problems, any little niggly problems at all, send them to us.
Be like Jonny.
That's it. Be like Jonny. Jonny sent us a problem and had it solved.
Send us a massively offensive thing to old people.
Some hate speech. Send us your hate speech.
Don't send us your hate.
No, don't send us your hate speech. Although I'd like to read it. It might not make the podcast. But yeah, send it to us. Fling it at stickitpod.com. You can do it all through the website at stickitpod.com, where you can also find our social media, Facebook, Instagrams, and Twitters alike.
And a
Everything.
YouTube.
Yep.
That's the thing.
That is a thing, yeah. That has been a thing for a few years. I didn't realise how young it was. I saw the other day it was like 10 years old or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I thought it had been around forever. For
Everyone
like my whole
calls the
life.
death of it every week. Every YouTuber, famous YouTuber calls the death of YouTube every week, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, it's not
They
good.
changed something. It's the death of YouTube. And then everything quiets.
They do the same with Facebook, don't they? Remember when the timelines used to change all the time?
They have stopped changing it now.
They have, yeah. They used to change all the time and everyone would be like, that's it, it's the end of Facebook.
I think Facebook is dying a death, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't really look on it to look. My newsfeed is so busy with crap I don't want to see.
I went through 3 stages. The one was getting to know Facebook and flicking through it when I wanted to flick through it. And then I went through the second stage of flicking through it without realising I'd even gone onto my phone and looked at it
Yeah.
and flicked through Facebook. And then I've gone into this third stage recently of realising I've got my phone out to look at an email and I'm on Facebook, flicking through my feed, looking at nothing. So I've come to that realisation that maybe it's time for it to go. But I don't know
Well,
how.
I only use it for Messenger now.
Well, I only use it for this podcast, really. My Instagram gets shared on there automatically. So anything other than that, I don't really need it. But it's the death of Facebook. But that's it for this week. We are all back to normal. So on Monday, you will have a News at Sticks to look forward to. It will get you through your weekend and through your Monday on your journey into work. Well, join us on Monday. For this week, I've been Ross.
I've been Dan.
And I have been Dom.